Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge. We rescue animals and give them the best lives possible in captivity. We dedicate ourselves to providing quality care for the animals that call our refuge home. In a single day, we can experience the highest highs and the lowest lows. Yet, at the end of the day, we are a family.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's live video. You might notice we're in the conference room again. It's actually a pretty drizzly day outside, so there you go. I'm sorry for last week's technical difficulties. Hopefully this week will be good to go. We're still having some struggles with our internet, so hopefully I won't cut out this time, but so wish us luck. So this week's animal of the week is Bam Bam, our bear. So he's definitely one of our more famous animals. People love to watch his antics when they come out and visit, and he definitely makes people have a really memorable experience. He was rescued in 2009. He was around 2 years of age when we brought him here. Unfortunately, he was privately owned in Oklahoma. So there was a private owner that had 9 tigers and the 2 bears. They lived inside like a shop garage type building in pretty small cages. They were clean, but again, very, very small for animals of this magnitude and size, and not appropriate care for that. They shouldn't be privately owned anyway, but anyway, they were inside a garage area. So when we brought the 2 bears here, Bam Bam being one of them, and Thunder is one of our black bears, they were both really nervous and stressed. They hadn't really seen normal outdoor activities, so they did take quite a little while to adjust to normal just outdoor activities because they hadn't seen that. We see that with a lot of our animals that we bring in. You know, there's a lot of stress that can be associated with a brand new rescue for the animals, and we do everything that we can to make them have a very safe and comfortable home here. So we try to do different things for them, like provide lots of different enrichment, and that's really healthy for their psychological well-being and everything like that. So we do different things to help reduce that stress because they do have to live in captivity. And we do get questions, why do we not send him to a rehabilitator, or why can we not release the black bears in the wild? Unfortunately, once they're hand raised, they become nuisance animals a lot of times. Any time that we think an animal is a candidate for rehabilitation, we do contact appropriate facilities to see if we can get that animal back out where it belongs. Unfortunately, most of the time for the cases that we're dealing with rescue situations, they're just a really poor candidate. So we did reach out for Bam Bam. Unfortunately, he was a poor candidate for release back into the wild, but he has adjusted to life really well here. He loves his beautiful habitat with the pool feature and lots of different enrichment that we're able to give him. So he's definitely one that really makes a memorable experience. So definitely, if you have not come out and see Bam Bam, you definitely need to do that. So definitely come out and see him as soon as you can. As we go through that, they're about to start their winter sleep or winter torpor. The topic of the week is going to be hibernation for this week. So there's a little bit of terminology to discuss when you're talking about hibernation and torpor. So bears actually go into what is called winter torpor. So it is a little bit different than hibernation. It's like basically a deeper sleep versus hibernation, which is basically they're completely out. You can't arouse them at all. So there's a few different species that do actually fully hibernate. Chipmunks, lots of bats, some marsupials, different animals like that are going to go into full hibernation. So there's a few differences with that. With full hibernation, like let's look at a chipmunk. A chipmunk's body temperature is going to drop almost to freezing. And with that, their metabolism slows way down, their heart rate and their respiration. With a true hibernation, the animal does actually have to wake about once a week to eat a little bit, which is why chipmunks create what's called a cache. And you guys see this time of year little chipmunks and squirrels gathering acorns and leaves and different things to nest with. They're creating that cache so they can wake up during their hibernation about once a week. They're going to eat some food and actually defecate and pass waste, and then they'll go back into their sleep. So with a bear, again, it's called winter torpor, so it's a little bit different. A bear, their body temperature is only going to drop about 10 degrees for normal body temperature, so that does not go close to freezing like it does with the true hibernator. Their metabolism and everything like that slows down as well. Another distinct difference, bears do not have to pass waste. They can go 100 days without passing any waste, unlike what I explained with the chipmunk, that they do have to pass waste. So bears don't have to pass waste at all. So that's a couple different distinctions between hibernation and torpor. So again, bears are going to go into what's called winter torpor, and you can actually arouse a bear. If you were hiking in the woods and you were exploring and you happen to wander into a bear den, you can arouse that bear. I think they do that for their own protection, so that if someone does wake them up, a person or another animal, they can safely defend themselves. So with that, they lose, this time of year, our animals are packing weight on like crazy. That is what they're doing in the wild as well. During hibernation, they can actually lose up to 40% of their body weight. The distinct difference between that, hibernation and winter torpor, is a huge scientific discovery for us. We're learning new things as we research it. There's a lot of new information coming out, which is really cool. But it goes all the way down to the cellular level, that these animals are going through this really drastic change. Really, really cool stuff. But if a human, we don't go into any kind of seasonal change like that, if we were to starve ourselves, it is easier for our body to break down muscle to get the fuel that we need for our metabolic purposes. With the bear, they're designed differently, that they actually are able to break down the fat stores that they have, which is why they lose 40% of their body weight, but they don't lose muscle mass. So if a person stops eating, they lose muscle first and go into system failure. Organ-wide, everything like that. Everyone knows that. With a bear, they're going to lose fat first, so they don't go into, they're not going to lose their organ systems and things like that. So just really cool. Their bodies actually can convert part of their urine waste into the building blocks for creating protein. So just really, really cool cellular things going on with the bears and other true hibernators. But we get tons of questions about what they do in the wild, what they do here, is it different, those kind of things. We offer food the whole time. Our bears go a couple of days sometimes without eating when it's really cold. We provide nesting materials for them, and they spend a lot of times in their den this time of year, which is really natural for them. So we offer them mulch, straw, lots of different things. Our bears are even actually learning from each other and will gather their own nesting material. They'll be in their habitat, which is really cool behaviors to watch. I'm gathering leaves and just the grass as they go and put it in their den with them. So really, really cool stuff. If you guys come to visit this time of year, you'll notice our bears are slowing down, but you might be able to catch some of those really natural and cool behaviors that we, of course, encourage. We want to get them as happy as they can. So definitely really, really cool stuff. So if you guys have any questions, just make sure you put them in the comments and I can answer them for you in the end of the segment. This week's Staff Members of the Week, we're celebrating Veterans Day. So we're celebrating two veterans that we have working here, which are Scott Foster and Heather Loudermilk. So if you guys will tune in for that, then you can learn some more about them.
Hello, my name's Scott Foster. I've worked at Turpentine Creek for a little over 4 years. I do the produce runs and lawn maintenance and koi pond and hot tub and etc. etc. I was in the Navy, United States Navy, stationed in San Diego, California. I was on the USS Tripoli. I was an areographer's mate. For all of you who don't know what that is, that's a weatherman. What I do in my spare time is I'm a mountain biker, a hiker, and I love going to Renaissance fairs.
Hi guys, I'm Heather. I work in the gift shop and lodging services here at Turpentine Creek. I served active Army for 2 years between 2008 and 2010 as a 14 Tango. Just want to say thank you to my brothers and sisters that have served and are still serving, and a big hua. God bless you guys.
I need to know that information. So hey guys, if you have any questions, just shoot them on my way and I'll answer them for you. Lisa's looking for, okay. guess we don't have any questions. Just quickly, if you have any, I'll stay for just a second. No? Okay, I did such an amazing job this week. Awesome. Okay. Well, if you have any questions throughout the day, make sure you just post them on Facebook, and Lisa will get them answered for you. Tune in next week, and you'll get to learn more about me. I'm going to be the staff member of the week, and just more information. Definitely, we're still fundraising for our large natural habitats for our bears. So you can find out that information online. We're still doing a match, so your dollar amount is going to go double right now until we reach the match. And we're just working really hard on that. We've raised $6,000 of the match, so we still have $4,000 to raise for that, and we still have quite a bit to go for the entire enclosure. So definitely, please help us help the bears. Thank you, guys.